Sick.
Action.
We're in now.
All right.
So guys, thanks for coming.
Thanks for
No
having us.
problem.
So candidly, I mean, I don't know if you know, but I've like assaulted these two at their shows like 3 times now.
Not assaulted.
It was basically assault.
That's so funny.
I thought about it after I left, and I'm like, I was just panicked, sweaty, just like run up. Hello. Hey.
Aw, that's not how I remember it.
No, that's how.
That's good.
That's
That's
exactly
good.
what happened. No,
I was
but
gonna ask them how you guys met or how you met
I just
them.
forced the issue, man.
It's just assault is the
Yeah,
answer.
straight up.
No, I think you came to a show at
Been
the
to like
Elma Combo.
3 or 4 now. I don't know. Been to a lot of shows now. I went to the one underneath Collective Arts.
Oh, cool.
Yep, our
I
NXNE show.
I didn't know what that was. I didn't know there was a venue there.
There is.
Yeah,
Neither did I.
It's a tiny room.
That's really
there
cool.
was something else too, and I
Yeah.
can't. Came with Moses. It was a show by some radio station. That was it. Mikey told me it was happening. It was
The
on
Elma
Spadina.
Combo and
Is that the venue name?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
like
on
right around the
Spadina?
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That. I feel like there's more. Whatever. Anyways.
I only remember 2.
Yeah.
We also don't do that many shows. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Why?
like you're pretty
So far.
stealthy. Like, we never know who's going to pull up to the shows, and then, like, you're pretty consistently there. So it's sick.
That's
I
so
appreciate
funny.
it.
That's hilarious.
What does the live set look like? Is it just you two usually on stage?
lately it has been.
Yeah.
We've done it before where we had a drummer, Ben Green, and then had backing tracks. But yeah, lately it's just pretty chill.
Yeah, we're kind of
Acoustic.
figuring it out because we don't really have, like, a band. So
Yeah.
we just, like, usually go pretty minimal.
But you guys have a drummer, which I feel like is the hardest thing to find. Or at least in our experience, it's like, how do you find?
Yeah, he's a
Good
pretty
drummer.
hot commodity, though. So,
He
like, we don't
is.
really...
Oh, yeah,
he's not
there you
like
go.
our drummer. He's
We've
just,
had him
like...
once.
We've been blessed to work with him, like,
Nice.
once or twice. Yeah.
I
Really
did
cool.
meet a kid like 2 days ago at, Family Ties on Harvard. It's like that little shop. It's just a little space off the street, super unassuming.
Mm.
But there's just like 3 kids. They're like 20 just playing a show there. One of them's a drummer and he's looking to do a bunch more shit. And I think was tomorrow Monday? Yeah, we're recording him tomorrow.
Oh, sick.
Oh,
If,
cool.
if anyone's free and wants to show up to that, it's open invite. So
What is it?
Recording like a chat or
no, we're
recording,
recording like their album
Oh,
Oh.
damn.
at Lynx for like 5 hours tomorrow morning.
Damn, that's
See
sick.
what happens.
You're going to knock out the whole album?
It's like 3 songs.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they're just like ready to go. And all I really have to do is get in there, mic it up, maybe play with some of the performance stuff, and that's it.
Nice.
Yeah, should be
That's
fun.
sweet. How is it working at Lynx? I've never really been in their, like, studio room.
They're pretty nice. I can't say I've really like mic'd too much live shit though, so this will be interesting.
Nice.
You
That'll be
have
fun.
everything you need, right? And like the most reasonably priced studio, I'd probably say
Oh, yeah,
in
by
Toronto
far.
for like what they offer.
By
It's
far, it's
pretty,
like
pretty
$30
fair.
an hour, and you have pretty much everything you need.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
insane.
That's
It's
sick.
hard to beat. Hard to beat here.
Yeah.
Damn.
How were we talking about?
What, I was talking about how hard it is to find a drummer. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah, yeah,
why.
but
Why
I-
is that though? Like I don't know why
Oh,
it's so hard to find
rehearsal
drummers.
space, bro.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, like people just can't really practice
Where the hell are
drumming.
you gonna rehearse?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Lynx did open up rehearsal rooms though, so
Hmm.
they're also like $20 an hour. Not bad at all.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We've rehearsed at Lynx
Yeah,
before.
couple
A couple times.
Yes.
It's a good spot.
Yeah. Where's main stage?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Erie.
Have we?
Oh, that's like
Yeah, we went
Oh,
to
yeah, we
main
have,
stage
we
once
have.
before, I think.
Once or twice.
Yeah. That's a good spot too.
Yeah. I have a better memory of the main stage one, I think. What do you
Yeah, I
think?
don't remember.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we've always just rehearsed in like basements and churches and shit. So it's like a space is a space, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the rehearsal space always sounds kind of terrible.
Yes.
Like, I've never felt good about the rehearsal in a rehearsal
Yeah.
space. So
Yeah.
sick. Let's avoid rehearsal space.
I know.
What was your first show?
I think
Ooh.
school night.
Yes, if we're not counting that show in North Bay.
Oh yeah, we did a really bad one in North Bay
You
during.
have to do a
Horrible.
terrible
COVID
one.
and-
oh,
Really,
that's
really
deep
bad.
out
We
there.
were just
though.
getting
At
feedback
1:30
the whole
a.m.
time.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1:30 a.m.
Everyone was drunk. No
That's
one was
perfect.
listening.
No one remembers it. It's
That's
like,
ideal.
that's what you want.
yeah, I think our first one was like we got 6 hours notice,
yeah. It
and
was like a flea market.
there's only 3 of us. We rehearsed the whole thing in my living room,
Nice.
and then went and fucking butchered it.
Bombed.
So that was sick.
Perfect.
too.
Okay.
I didn't even own a bass amp at the time, so I was running through my Apollo trying to send it to the mixer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the soundboard guy was also just like, I don't know what was happening. It
He's
felt
like,
like he
"I
was
don't know."
tweaking the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, there's feedback. It was probably the same deal as you
Yeah,
guys.
same
Just
shit.
Feedback the whole time. No one knows what's going on.
No one knows what's
Yep.
going on. I love that video though. I still have it.
Nice. I'd love to see that.
Fucking brutal.
Yeah.
You'll
Jeez.
probably never
Fucking
see it.
brutal.
It's always so scary not being able to
Dude.
hear yourself.
Yeah.
Like that's my biggest fear being on stage.
Dude, I could hear everything except the bass, and I'm just standing there like, fuck. I'm literally looking at my tuner. I'm like, am I playing the right thing right now?
Fair.
I was just trusting my tuner to tell me if I was getting it,
Yeah.
and that's it.
But vocals are even harder if you can't hear yourself because it's coming from you. Like
Yeah.
Yes.
if you can't hear yourself, are you just trusting that you're on key and you're singing the right note? Like do you have to train your voice?
I don't
to do
even
that?
know what's happening at that point. I have a very quiet voice, so I feel like it's
Mm.
common for me to like it's hard for live
Yeah.
like sound people to get my voice levels right,
Sure.
especially if I have a drummer in the background.
Right.
But yeah, it is terrifying. I just hope for the best. And yeah.
Do you feel like you sing enough to where you can trust that the notes are coming out in the right key and stuff like that? Or you just literally Hail Marrying?
A bit of both. Like I feel like when I first started performing, I didn't trust myself as much. And then I feel like the last couple times I just went more by muscle memory, I guess.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
But it's hard when you can't hear yourself. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. If you don't have that confidence, then the nerves kick in. It's like
Yeah.
kind of game over. I feel like
Yeah.
you got to have a good muscle memory.
You
For
ever
sure.
seen like a proper bomb on stage? Anyone performed with you? You don't have to name them. Just curious. I don't think I've ever seen anyone just like crash
There's some
out.
pretty bad ones, man.
You've
Yeah,
seen people
nothing
like
comes to
crash out?
mind.
And,
No, not crash out, just do shit that like there was this one guy, I don't even remember his name now, because it was one of those shows where it was just a bunch of like 15-minute performances.
Yeah.
And one of the guys was just like his mic was kind of shot
Mm.
and he was like doing this like R&B stuff that he was trying to be like super like sensual. So he was just like air humping and like everyone was just like, oh, this is the weirdest shit I've ever seen. And
Sounds
then,
like a show I've seen actually.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know if it was a
Supermarket.
what.
I thought it was good though.
supermarket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good one though. It might have been the same guy. He
I
just-
know. I feel like, yeah, I've only ever seen one person really do that.
Yeah.
I don't remember what his name was. That was a really long time ago.
Yeah, it was a
Few
little while
years.
ago. And I was like, I hope I never see that again. But clearly you had a good experience.
I thought, I was like, he's confident. He's, yeah, I thought it was good.
I feel like
I
that's
don't
the
know.
worst compliment, is saying that he's confident. It's like,
For sure.
It's like,
yeah, it's
yeah.
not great. It's
I
not
don't
great.
know.
I think if you're giving it your all, you have my respect.
Sure.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Whether
Yeah,
or
yeah,
not
yeah.
it's
There you
good.
go.
Leave it all
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah,
I
if you're
disagree.
going all in.
Hard
I can't
disagree on that
deny it.
one. Nah. People need criticism, man. There's plenty of
Aw.
weapons out here that need no confidence.
Yeah.
They definitely need reality checks.
Fair enough. Yeah. That's a good point.
I'd be a terrible parent, right? We actually just had a crazy conversation about that. Won't
Yeah.
rehash that. Anyways, beyond all that shit, I first heard you guys like driving home from, it was probably like the gym in Waterloo. It was dead COVID, nothing going on. Literally all I had to do was like hang out alone and listen to music and shit. And I heard Lucifer like
Oh,
off
cool.
of some list or some shit. Like what would that be, like 4 years ago, something like that?
Wow.
Yeah,
Was
we
it
released
25?
that during COVID.
Yeah.
So
It's a
it would've
throwback
been
for sure.
2020 or 2021.
So I remember hearing that, and then that was it. I was just kept checking for new stuff.
It's a great song. You
That's
played it for
awesome.
me before.
Today, yeah.
He played
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff before.
That one was just, I don't know what, it was just like an earworm for me. So
Yeah.
super catchy.
Thanks.
Do you guys remember making that song?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember every song you make? Is it always like a spiritual experience?
Yeah, I feel like pretty much everyone we can remember like how it started at least.
Yeah.
But that one was a specific one because you were getting into like during COVID, Max was getting into like looping. Maybe you can explain it better.
Yeah. I was just trying to do like live looping videos where I'm just
Oh,
like, I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have an idea like going into it. I would just like start looping some shit and then just build it up and film the whole thing.
What was the initial loop on that one?
I think it was the drum
The
beat.
drums? Yeah, the
It
drums
was
are sick.
literally like the way the song
And then the
builds
bass
is pretty
line.
much how the idea built.
Oh, sick.
So it was just like for Instagram, like we just like made it, and then Blair
Yeah.
came and did some stuff on it, some vocals.
Yeah. I feel like you were doing a lot of the looping and I wasn't really doing
Mm.
anything myself. And I was like, can I join in on this one? So then I
Yeah.
just just started with the chorus, but we just did it for the sake of making
Sure.
a video, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it
just kind of
wasn't
like came
serious
up with
at
that
all.
and then did a little like synthy part at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I didn't really think anything of it. Like
Fair enough.
I was like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's like an Instagram video.
Well,
And then
I
we're
think,
like, we
like-
might as well put the song out because we got some good feedback on it. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was
Yeah.
about it in particular. Like there was definitely a very strong nostalgic feeling initially. Probably what made me listen again a few times, and then I don't know. It's just it's just
interesting that you
stuck. It's very reminiscent of that point. That exact moment in time too. It was like a super overcast sky. Clearly going to be super sunny the next day. It was very orange and pink. Like I just remember driving home to it on loop.
Damn, that's
stuck in my head.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, I appreciate
Thanks for
that
listening.
too.
very loopable, which makes sense now that you.
Super
Yes.
loopy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. There you
That's
go.
funny. How do you like? It's interesting that you said you start with the drums on that, because I feel like a lot of people don't usually start with the drum track. And something that I've always had a challenge with, because I try to make a lot of organic music, but I program everything obviously in a laptop and a box. And like, how do you do drums in a way that feel like natural, organic, even though you're doing it all in the box? I assume you're not actually recording live kits, right?
Some of our recent stuff we've done live kits. Usually I'll program them first, and then we'll see like if it calls for live drums, we'll try it.
Yeah.
And if they hit better than the programmed drums, then we'll keep them. But sometimes the live drums don't hit as good as the programmed drums.
Sure.
Just because like miking live drums is such a battle.
Fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
And I feel like when you
tough.
already have a full demo and then you're like going to put live drums into it, sometimes it's hard to like fit them in.
Sure.
Versus I feel like if you like started with live drums right at the start of the process, and then you kind of tailored the tone of everything you're like recording to those drums, it would be a lot easier.
Yeah. I've kind of always just imagined the advantages that you're just doing it and there's not a ton of like going back to fill things out as you're programming. I've always imagined that's a big advantage of live drums. You can just have someone there noodle like at the same time.
Yeah.
But
And I
beyond
feel
that-
like the feeling of like fills and sort of like transitions probably are a lot nicer with a
You've
live
heard Dan's
drummer.
fucking drum
Mhm.
programming though. You can get ridiculously close. Like
Yeah.
you can get very close. And
Yeah.
that
It's a
dude,
different genre.
that dude's built completely different. I don't know. I actually would love to play some of that stuff too. He's a friend of ours. We just started we put out his album last year, and his drum programming just makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's insane.
You'll know
Clearly
when
like
you hear
a
it, it'll be
nerdy
like-
math rock kid from day one.
Sick.
Yeah, and it's just insane.
Yeah, I feel like if you can truly think like a drummer, then you can really program like a drummer, because it's just
Mhm.
I
about
feel like drummers probably hate him though.
yeah,
for sure.
probably yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
They're like 4 drummers that everyone's fighting for in Toronto. Probably hate Dan
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe we should keep the new one in our pocket.
Mm.
Not tell anyone.
What kind of drums is he using? What kind of
He's
drum
playing like a
It's a
plugins?
secret,
small
bro. It's a
kit.
secret. You can't know. I'm sorry.
Nah.
I think he's playing like a small Catalina kit. Like just
Like the plugin?
Oh, Dan?
Yeah, I mean for his program.
Ooh,
Do you know what he likes? What's his go-to?
Son
Trying to get the sauce.
of a bitch.
It's I know what it is. If
Oh,
don't-
Get Good
yeah,
Drums.
It's a contact number.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I've seen
Misha
those.
Kurti, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Periphery
Pretty-
guy.
I've never used it, but it sounds great.
It's sick, yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many out there. It's so hard to vet the garbage out too. I don't
Yeah.
want to spend all my time going through plugins.
Yeah.
It's such a nightmare.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's going to approach it differently too. Like
Mhm.
if I got those, like I would probably not do the same thing that
No,
he
for
would
sure,
do with it,
for
you
sure.
know?
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
not. Yeah. It's just a tool, right? Ultimately.
Yeah.
So how'd you two start working together? I mean, meeting is one thing, but like consistently
Mhm.
doing work together is a whole different thing.
Mhm.
I feel like both kind of happened at the same time. Like we met in a studio. I was going to record vocals with an engineer named Sunny Diamonds.
Mhm.
Oh.
You know him?
Heard- Yeah.
Sunny.
Yeah, shout out to Sunny.
The OG.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
seriously is. Yeah, I just started going to his studio more like that summer and kind of working with some people out of it. Anyway, so he was helping me to record some vocals, and then I guess Max just came in by chance.
Yeah,
to,
I just randomly was like trying to connect, just like say what's up. So I just pulled up to the studio just
Sure.
to catch up. And
Yeah.
Blair was like recording in the booth while I pulled up. So I was like, oh, she sounds super dope. And then we like just
when you
started
were rating
chatting.
it, yeah.
And we just decided to like start working on some stuff.
Well, you stayed
Yeah.
like so. I stuck around after recording, and Max was there talking to Sunny, and then like another artist came in, I think, who was more like a hip hop artist, and then so Max started playing some of his beats,
Mhm.
and I had never heard them before, and I was just super impressed, also just by that.
Thanks.
Yeah, they're very diverse. I remember like they weren't all just straight trap beats.
Sure.
There was one that
Mhm.
was like this guitar adventure.
It's our adventure too.
Yes.
Right.
That's
Okay, so
crazy.
studio meeting happened. Whatever. You guys are friendly. How'd you actually sit down for the next session? How'd
Yeah,
that even happen?
It was a few days later.
Yeah.
I think we'd walked out together and like walked to TTC or something, and then we just exchanged numbers, and then I think I texted you. I actually know what I
I
did.
don't remember. How
I
that
texted
went.
you a screenshot. I hadn't listened to "Can't Take a Joke" yet. Like, so I had listened to it, but not knowing that you produced it, and so I was listening to it, and then I screenshotted that I was listening and sent it to you.
Oh, okay.
With like, I don't know what else I said, and then you're like, "Oh, thanks for the stream."
It's a good move.
And then we planned a session like pretty soon after,
Yeah.
because Max was going to be going away to New Zealand and
Yeah,
Fiji,
I had a
like,
trip
right-
to New Zealand planned
Okay.
just because I had a buddy that was there.
Mm.
So I was like, I need a vacation.
Sure.
So I was going there for
That's
a few
deep.
weeks. What's that?
That's far.
I know.
Yeah.
For a quick vacation?
It's a
That's
I was
pretty
serious-
far,
going, I was
bro.
going for like 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
3
Yeah,
to 4 weeks. New Zealand and Fiji.
That's pretty worth that.
But then
yeah.
we're like, okay, let's like try to get a few sessions in before then. And like,
yeah,
we just clicked on the first session.
yeah. Like I was just so excited. I feel like what I really liked about it was that Max just let me play around with like the plugins that he had. And at the time, like I'm not the greatest producer, but I do like making
Right,
up the
sure.
instrumental
Yeah.
part. And you had so much stuff that I didn't have. So we just started a song where I like did kind of the chord progression and a little
Mhm.
lead thing. And then we built it and I did a reference and we were both just like really in love with the song at
Yeah.
first, or at least like the loop we had going.
Did that one come out?
No, it never did.
Yeah. And we
It's
kind
called
of like
subtlety.
Yeah, it's called subtlety, but we kind of made a bunch of random stuff at the start
Sure.
and then like,
Yeah, like
tried
our
to
genres
figure out
were
what
all
our
over the-
sound is,
yeah.
Of course.
which I feel like we're still trying to figure it out, but
Yeah.
So how long
Yeah.
after did the first thing come out?
A year or two? Like what was the
Wow.
first song we put out? Oh my gosh, it was Brighter.
oh yeah, Brighter.
That was
Right.
2019, I think.
Yeah, so it was
And we
probably like
met
within
in
6
2018.
months.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a
That's pretty quick.
dancey, like aggressive, dancey kind of track.
Yeah.
It was very weird. It was kind of like
It was experimental.
indie dance kind
Mhm.
of.
And
But-
now it's no longer on DSPs. We took it down because it's so different
Yeah.
from
yeah.
other stuff.
Brand, of course.
Yeah. But I also like I reached a point with it where like at first I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like let's just put it out. We put
Sure.
it out on like DistroKid or something. And then
Sure.
eventually I was like, ooh, we need to take this down.
We did. I mean, we've run through that cycle
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
How
Sometimes
much
you just
shit have
gotta-
we pulled down at this point? Like 5 songs?
for sure. Yeah.
Staring at the sun, butterflies.
Sometimes it's just an exercise of like putting it out so they can move on. You
Yeah.
know, like
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah,
want
for
to feel
sure.
like I'm harboring this song forever. It's just like let's move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Especially if you feel like you haven't found yourself yet, like found your sound
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So you guys mentioned you're still like trying to find your sound, but when I listened to all the stuff that Ro played me, I was like, yeah, these guys have a very distinct sound. Like it's very nice because like,
Yeah.
why do you feel like you haven't found it yet?
I just feel like in terms of like quality, we're like always just trying to like set the bar higher.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's more of like finding the sound in terms of like texturally and sonically, like how we mic things.
What's the like objective part of quality though? What do you do to improve that?
I don't know. It's just like when you hear a song and you just know that like this. When I hear a song, I'm like, yeah, this has that thing.
Sure.
It's like not even something you can put your finger on. It's just like
Give me an example.
I don't know. It's
Putting you on the
just
spot here.
like an example of a song. Well, I mean, like if I hear really good like indie stuff, like Phoebe Bridgers stuff,
Sure.
like stuff that's really well recorded and well produced,
Okay.
or like anything like classic rock,
Mhm.
like Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd.
Sure.
Like, I feel like it's so hard to like pull
No, fair
artists
enough.
out, but it's just
Yeah.
like it sounds like I don't know. It just sounds so good.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And like I just,
Sure.
it's obviously harder to like hear that with your own music
Yeah.
because you're so close to it. But
Sure.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the goal, is to like not be completely sick of it by the time it comes out,
Okay.
and then be able to listen to it and be like hell yeah,
Yeah.
like that's like what I like.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I feel like every time when something comes out, that's when you really realize if you like it or not.
Fair.
Like if you're doing the mix, or if you're like spending hours polishing final production,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you kind of get lost in the sauce a little bit.
Of course. Yeah.
And then for some reason, like once it comes out on DSPs, then I can finally hear it objectively.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of going off on a tangent here. I'm
No, it
not,
makes sense. It makes
but-
sense. But I mean, yeah, no, I was just gonna say the hardest. I mean, if you're that close to it, I can't ever imagine liking something I make as much as I like someone else's
yeah,
work. I don't know what that is, but it's definitely a thing.
yeah,
Yeah. It's kind of like food is always better when it's someone else's.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Or free.
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
free, fair.
But yeah, I don't know. In terms of finding the sound, I think it's more like refining it. I feel like we've kind of found the sound,
Sure.
but just like continuing to like take it to the next step sonically.
Yeah.
Which is like probably what everyone's trying to do
Yeah.
with their music. So
And like challenge ourselves. I
yeah,
would say like for me, it would be like experiment with my voice more, like experiment with my writing more, like dig a little deeper.
Sure.
What am I really trying to say? That kind of thing.
Fair.
Yeah. And then like trying new things as well. Like, I don't know. It's just a learning curve.
Fair enough. I mean, there's ways to go about it, I guess. Like you could just throw a wrench in the whole thing and introduce like a chaotic element that fucks things up. What do you guys like? Is there something in there right now or like on the horizon that you're going to try? Something weird or different, or record somewhere else with another like session player or something?
Yeah, I don't know. We've kind of been like messing with different sounds. Like I feel like I've been thinking about like some sort of blend between like indie and trap.
Sure.
But like not in a way that it's been done. Just kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. Just merging like certain feelings of both.
Okay.
In a unique way, but
like it's kind of the ominous feeling you don't get so much in indie.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Yeah, I don't know what it's gonna be yet, but
Thinking of like Ethel Cain, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
her stuff's
Okay.
great
I love
too.
Ethel Cain.
Yeah, she's
I
amazing.
love Ethel Cain.
Yeah. I saw that like Lana Del Rey is working on a new album, and she's like, it's gonna be like a gothic ambient, and everyone's like, okay, so you're basically just like biting, well, whatever.
Yeah.
I've never heard of like biting in indie music because I feel like it's such a nebulous genre. It's like
like Portishead.
I was just gonna say, like, we've been thinking about doing something like a modern day Portishead.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
but
sick
not
reference.
like not really their sound,
Sure.
but just the way that they would kind of merge like
Approach. Yeah.
dusty like hip hop with like
Sure.
rock or like indie.
That'd be sick.
But doing it in
That'd be sick.
somewhat of a modern way where like, I don't know. Yeah, it's just fun because we both have different influences and we both bring
and then
something
some of
different
the
to the
same.
table, and some of the same, but like we both like starting ideas, and Blair's really sick at like starting starters too. So I
Thank
feel like it
you.
helps to be able to bounce back and forth between starting ideas.
As far as starting goes, question about Underdog actually, because I remember I texted you about it at some point, asking for the tabs.
Oh yeah, true.
I just remember hearing it being like, this sounds a lot like, like whatever that C open sus. Like that Nick Drake stuff.
Nick Drake tuning.
Yeah, so I had to ask you about that. How'd that record come about?
Well, I just like was in a point where I just had my guitar always in that tuning.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm just gonna like write a bunch of like riffs in this tuning basically.
Yeah.
And I think we were just like, sometimes I'll just pick up my guitar, or like Blair will start playing piano and we'll just jam out.
That one had a really cool quality to it. Just
Thanks.
like front to back. That was a great
What's the
record.
tuning?
It's like an open sus C, so it's like C open, and then you move the major third up a semitone.
Yeah, it's C G C F C E.
Damn,
that's the tuning.
It's a lot of C's.
Yeah,
a lot of C's. A lot of C's. You get a lot of octave ringing just by playing normally.
Yeah, it's a cool tuning.
I'll have to try that.
It's
out.
fun, but I don't know. I think I just like picked it up and like sat on the bed and just like started playing that riff. Like, when you just pick up a guitar and you just start playing a riff.
Never happened.
Oh, really?
No.
You just how sometimes they just come to you and you're like, oh, this one's
always fighting my guitar for some reason. Like,
yeah.
Everything sounds like ass.
Yeah. That's how I feel most of the time.
Yeah.
And then like every now and then you're like, this one's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, so I think we were just playing it and Blair was voice noting it and like singing the melody. Is that right? And then like,
yeah, different parts of the melody.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then she'll like always have like tons of voice notes and we'll randomly go through them.
Sure.
So then like, I don't know how long it was after that, but she would just like sent me it and she's like, this one's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I feel like we worked on it pretty quickly after it started.
Yeah.
From what I remember.
But yeah, I just used the voice note, like the recording from my phone. And that was like the main guitar loop through the production.
Nice.
And then we kind of got to we had it in like demo form and I was like, oh, the guitar sounds kind of janky because it's just like a voice note and it wasn't played very well. So then I spent like 2 or 3 days just like in my condo, like re-recording the guitar loop, trying to like make it feel like the original, but more polished.
Yeah.
And like, I think eventually I ended up like retracking it with my phone again. And then just like doing a stereo double with the original loop. So
Oh,
it was like a
it's in there?
blend. Yeah, the original's
Oh,
it's
shit.
a blend.
That's cool.
Mhm.
But I don't know. When I listen to it now, I'm like, oh, this could sound way better. But
Yeah, never listen to your own music again.
yeah,
That's definitely key.
but I don't know. I think it preserved the vibe of the demo,
Fair.
which
I get that like release anxiety like crazy. Like we put out our first single for his album like 2 years ago, and I remember I was visiting family in India and I was finishing the mix there, and as soon as it came out, I was probably like the first 80 streams alone, just because I ended up redoing that
Really?
entire mix just because I psyched myself out so hard. But in that case, it was probably the right choice. But yeah,
did
I
you
get-
pull it down and redo the mix?
what did we do?
I think
was the
we-
single version still different?
I think we like submitted it like super like resubmitted it very very last minute, like
Yeah.
2 days before type shit. It was like
Yeah.
ready to go, and then
Yeah. It had to get done. The rest of the album would have made no sense with that mix, and everybody would have noticed, and then we would have been fucked.
Yeah, that's fair.
And we could
are you
never
guys
work in this
mixing and
town again.
Mastering your own stuff too, or are you handing it off to someone else to like master it?
It's a bit of a mix. Like
Yeah.
I'll
Depends on
always
the
try to
song.
get the best mix that I can,
Yeah,
and then if we feel like it's not there, then we'll send it. And then we've been getting this guy Simon to master it. He's been mastering most of our recent stuff.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, Simon Lancelot. Does
he do the That's a great name.
Yeah.
For sure. Why is that name so
It
familiar?
does sound familiar.
Whose stuff
He's
did
from
he do?
Paris.
Yeah, the name
Master
is
in
so
Paris.
familiar though. I feel like he's definitely done something I've listened to.
Yeah, he mastered Dijon.
That's probably it then.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
definitely what it is then.
I forget which project. I think it was like
Bad Luck or some sci-fi, I think was what I heard. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, Small World. How'd that happen? Just reached out?
I think that was through Mike.
yeah, Silo, I think
Silo?
found, or maybe Mike found him and then Silo found him, but I think Silo was like trying to figure out who mastered the Dijon. Or I don't know how he found him, but like he got a master done and he was like really stoked.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So then he's like, yeah, like his masters are great, and we just hit him up and he's down.
Sick.
So
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I've been talking your ear off about records. What are you guys up to outside of working on music? Anybody, feel free.
I don't do a whole lot. I work as a server. Maybe I shouldn't say where.
Yeah,
I don't
just keep yeah.
Which I really like. It's like tips are good and
Nice.
good community there. Really love my coworkers. I've been going to yoga a lot.
Yeah, you got to do some. Like,
Yeah.
Hot
yeah.
yoga?
Yeah.
No.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've never done that before, but I feel like it's got to be
Been
intense.
invited a few times. It
Yeah.
scares the idea of it scares me a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I feel like some of it is like it varies in intensity because I've been to like Bikram yoga before, which is like intense. Like sometimes they're like yelling at you, but the one I go
What?
to,
Oh, wait, what is
Yeah,
this?
Sounds counterproductive.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
your
But the one that I go to is more like slow and meditative, and it's like it's still challenging, but it's also like just really calming. And so I feel like it's good for everything, like my mental health and
Nice.
physical health, spiritual health. Yeah.
Nice.
Do people at your serving job know that you make music?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. My coworkers all do. They're super supportive. We actually did a music video together for one of our last songs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just like
Oh, wait,
super
was it-
DIY. It's for Don't Want to Leave.
Was that the record that got that CBC placement? Or
No, that
different
was
record?
all day.
That was all day. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That
I
was
was trying to
an older
remember
one.
earlier today. So like I should definitely bring that up. It's a perfect time to bring that up. It's been brought up.
Perfect time.
yeah.
Yeah. Talk about that. What's up with that? That was crazy.
It
It's
really
awesome.
was crazy. I still can't believe that
Yeah.
it happened. It was really cool to
Say
see
more.
it. What do you want to know? Like,
Anything,
how
just
what
it happened?
what
not-
actually happened?
You
'Cause
don't
I
have
have
to.
no
You don't have to spill the
context.
beans. Just like, yeah. I guess I don't know what I'm asking. It happened,
It happened.
and it was sick.
I
Yeah.
actually don't know what happened. So like,
Oh,
if you want
like-
to explain to me?
There you
what
go.
happened. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
your audience.
One of our songs all day was just used for an Olympic montage.
Holy shit.
On CBC. Yeah, well, it was really special because my dad is a CBC sports broadcaster.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so he was doing the track and field for the Paris
Nice.
2024 Olympics. And then on the final day, once all the events were complete, this guy Tim Thompson, who was the one who chose the song and like
Mhm.
put everything together, he just did this medley of a bunch of clips from all the track and fields
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
cut it to our song all day. But then in every like instrumental break, he would have my dad's voice, like doing the calls.
Nice.
And so
Super
it was like
cute.
it was very
Damn.
artistic and really beautiful.
That's
And
yeah,
like
that's
just
awesome.
like slow motion people running and like
There you go. Share that with the world.
So you basically collabed with your dad in a way.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
And the other thing was that he didn't know that it was going to happen. My dad,
Damn.
not like that at least. I think he had a feeling that, well, he knew that the song had got cleared for something.
Sure.
I think they kind of surprised him on air.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Is his reaction filmed anywhere? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I think I have it on my phone. I
Okay.
think he was surprised. Just, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was a little
I mean,
bit like,
honestly, even if you know it's coming, that's
cool.
yeah.
that's got to be a shock to the system. That's sick.
I feel like my
Yeah.
dad won't even notice. My dad would he would just keep going.
This guy just turns the radio off.
Yeah, he's like, that song sucked.
No,
I'm
yeah,
like,
Norb's
"Thanks,
Norb's
Dad."
dad's is actually a weapon. He's
My
no
dad's my
joke.
biggest hater, so
He's a
Is he?
full on weapon.
Oh yeah.
He's not a hater. He's not a hater. That's a lie.
No, it's not.
Is he supportive at all?
He always
Will he watch this?
No.
Okay.
No. So you can talk shit about my dad if you want.
Yeah.
No.
There's a
he just
actually,
he's one of my biggest haters. He's just like, I don't get it. That's like his go-to. He's like, I don't understand it.
there's a little
Mm.
Easter egg at the end of one of the records we did.
Oh,
It's public, so I can play it. But it's Norby's dad talking about his like family life as a kid.
Hmm.
Can I play?
Oh
it?
yeah. I mean, you can play it in post. You can add it in post if you want, but
No, I won't play for these
You won't
guys.
play
It was at the end of
You won't be able to
Instincts,
understand it
right?
because he has a thick.
I'll just tell you
Hungarian
what he
accent.
says. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Even me mixing it and getting it to a point where I was like happy with it, I had to listen to it like 30 times. And ultimately I had to ask him what he was saying, but the story is nuts.
Yeah, you need subtitles.
That's his dad. So he
You
stabbed
don't
his dad in the knee with a knife.
Oh,
It's a
shit.
crazy story.
Long story short, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you did that or
No,
your dad
no.
did that to his dad?
No,
Norb's
my
dad would
dad.
fuck him up, man.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Take both your
He
knees
was like
out
telling
one
a
move.
story about like his dad, and he was
So yeah,
telling,
very
like,
different.
It's a scrap. Anyways,
That's gnarly.
But yeah, long story short, congrats.
long story short, that's good that
I
your
want to
dad
know more about
recognized
the
and was-
stabbing of the knee.
Yeah, I only know what's in those 20 seconds, but
Yeah, it's for
That
a
was
different
enough for
episode.
me.
We should bring my dad on for an episode.
you think he come?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would come. We have to get him sauce though. But yeah, that'd be a good
100%.
episode.
We should do it at your house. We do it at your pop's house.
Let's do it.
Yeah, next time we're in London. Sure,
Yeah,
man.
you're invited. Yeah.
Let's go.
I'll watch it.
We'll be there in December.
Cool.
Easily make that happen.
So yeah, it's great that your dad knows and acknowledges and liked the
Yes.
the addition. Yeah.
He's very supportive
Sick.
as well.
No knee
Both my
stabbings.
parents are.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a sick collab.
Yeah.
Sick collab. Mark Lee.
How do your parents feel about your music, Max?
They're supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've always been supportive of me, so
That's cool.
that's nice. It makes it easier to
Yeah,
like
yeah.
pursue something like that.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
having like the extra pressure of like, what are you doing with your life kind of thing.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
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 So
You were doing a bunch of shit outside of music too. I'm only beating around the bush to let you tell it. I can tell it too.
yeah. I used to be like a pro snowboarder.
Yeah.
Like, did that for like a lot of my life. Or just like building up to that point. I feel like my last few years were like, well, yeah, like I had kind of like gotten to a point where I was like working towards my whole life
Mm.
in my last few years. So like doing the whole like contest circuit, like kind of traveling 10 months of the year to do that.
Damn,
Whether it's
man.
just like
Super serious.
just chasing
Yeah.
snow, like training in the off season and like taking it pretty serious. But yeah, I don't know. That was kind of my life before music.
yeah.
Damn.
That's super interesting.
Before
I mean,
music, I was gonna ask, how are you doing music and professional snowboarding at the same time? That seems like it's like conflicting time wise. Like you just don't
Yeah.
have time to do both.
Yeah, well, I had like done music since I was like 10, just for fun.
Yeah.
Like it was just like always an interest and like a passion kind of. And then like snowboarding was kind of like the priority, but I always was like kind of making beats on the side.
Yeah.
Like I know my last few seasons traveling, I would always bring like a machine with me
Damn.
and then just be like cooking up in the morning and stuff, or like after riding.
That sounds super
crazy.
nice.
Yeah.
Honestly.
All night.
Was there like a
before flight.
specific moment or like opportunity where you're like, yo, I'm not snowboarding anymore? Like, fuck. you
Yeah,
know,
I was like
that. Let's do music.
yeah, like my last season, I got like quite a few concussions.
Mm.
And it just
Okay,
got to the
that'll
point
do
where
it.
like any time I would slam, whether or not I hit my head, I would feel concussed. So I was like, yeah, I can't do it anymore. And like,
Yeah.
it was tough because like I had already like made the national team again for the next year. And like my sponsors were like renewing contracts.
Yeah.
So I had to like be like, just tell them like I'm pulling the plug basically,
Yeah.
which was like hard to do because
Yeah.
like, it's like
Yeah,
you
it's
built
tough.
your
Of
whole
course.
life to one point and then you're just like, if I keep doing this, I'm just gonna like be brain dead by the time I'm 30 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I pulled the plug because I'm like,
Smart
I
call.
want to have like a functioning brain.
On the brighter side, though, I did see you went back to start snowboarding recently.
Yeah, I've been like easing up over the
It
past
doesn't
few
look
years.
like you're easing up, bro.
No.
From what
Yeah.
I've seen.
Well, I was inching up because like
Holy shit.
the first few years after I stopped, I couldn't really do anything. Like I couldn't even really like go to the gym hard without like feeling the repercussions of it.
Yeah.
So I've just been slowly like seeing how much I can take
Concussions
and
are
like
fucked.
skating more and like riding more and like doing
Yeah.
a lot healthier. So
Yeah.
yeah, like I stopped drinking when I stopped boarding too, just for my head.
Yeah.
And that was like a big shift,
Yeah.
and, like super helpful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
But then, yeah,
Did you
transition.
feel like you were starting all over again when you were like, I can't do snowboarding anymore. I'm gonna do music or something else?
Kind of. It was weird. I just felt like I was kind of floating, but I was like stoked. I'm like, I'm just gonna try see what happens with music.
Sure.
And like moved to Toronto and
Where'd you
like
move from?
randomly got like a Drake cut within like 6 months of moving here.
That's
So, like,
that's
that was,
motivating.
like, that's like yeah, that was like
Wait, you can't, there's
Yeah,
no way
talk
it was
about that.
random. There was definitely some like sequence of events.
yeah. Okay, so my buddy,
Yeah, okay.
well, my friend was doing like film, and he like shot a music video for this artist Trip Six.
Yeah, yeah.
So he connected me with him like even while I was still snowboarding.
Okay.
And so like the last 2 years, probably before I quit riding, I would just come down here to Toronto in the summer
Yeah,
just to like vibe out.
sure.
And I told Trip Six, I was like, if you ever need like engineering, you can come and I'll just like track demos for you for free.
Sure.
And then he would just come. I'd meet him like twice a year probably.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I finally moved to Toronto, I'm like, yeah, I'm here full time. So like, let's work basically.
Sure.
And he was like, he started coming over and he was good friends with Roy Woods.
Mm.
And he's like, yeah, like you're sick. Like, maybe someday you could like send some shit to Roy kind of
Mhm.
thing. And like, he was
Mhm.
always like trying to hype me up and kind of build me up.
That's nice.
And then one day he's like, yeah, I'm bringing Roy over.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, holy crap, that's crazy. And all my roommates were tripping out. Cause like, I felt like up until that point, I was just like making beats in my room
Sure.
and they're kind of like, oh, what are you doing? Like
Yeah.
every day they just ask me like, what are you up to?
Mhm.
Kind of like they're all in school,
Yeah.
which I totally get. Cause I was just kind of like floating.
Fair enough.
And then like Roy came over and it started to seem like more serious,
Mm-hmm.
which was nice. And
Yeah.
it was also validating
Yeah.
like for me. Cause like, you know, when you're making music and you don't know if it's good or not.
Yeah.
So it's nice when like someone tells you that like your beats are decent.
Sure.
Yeah. So anyway, Roy like asked me if I made beats when he came over that day. And I was like, yeah. He's like, play.
The way
Yeah.
you're telling this story is unbelievably
It's a little
nonchalant.
too casual, yeah.
Everything from the pro boarding to
Dude,
the
I don't know how to
concussions.
like, I don't really know how to like tell a good story.
No, it's chill. It's chill. It's
It's good. It's-
definitely a style. You got your.
I'm just
you got
trying
your
to
own
like,
thing.
yeah.
It's just very
I'm
nonchalant.
trying to make it as short as possible.
Do justice.
That's the
But-
opposite of this format. You can make it as long as you want.
Yeah.
It's
But
good. You're getting all the facts right. So I'll just
Yeah,
keep
I'm
going.
hopefully getting them all right. But I was just tracking them on demos. They had like all these sick beats from like dope ass producers in their emails. And then like they ran out of beats and Roy was like, oh, do you make beats? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I started running some beats.
Mhm.
And then he was just like down and he started like tracking some vocals and like we made a few demos that day. And then we kind of kept working for the next few months and his team sent demos to like Drake's team.
Mm.
Just because like they're showing them what Roy's working on.
Sure.
And they're like, oh yeah, this stuff's pretty sick. Like who produced it? And then they were like, send some stuff. Like Drake's working on a project.
There we
So
go.
I sent a few packs and
Every
then like,
step in there. Okay.
yeah.
Sick.
And like me and my friends that I was living with were just tripping out because it was like too surreal.
Yeah, of course.
And we're like, yeah, like there's no way that like it's gonna happen. Like there's no way.
Yeah.
And then like sure enough, like second pack I sent, they're like, yeah, hold that beat. Like don't send it to anyone else.
Yeah.
And then like a few days later, they asked for the files for it.
Yeah.
And then yeah, a few months later, it came out on Scorpion.
Yeah. What record was that?
Can't Take a Joke.
Oh, yes.
wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Okay, I made the connection
Yes,
now just
yeah,
there.
okay.
Yeah, I can make okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
shit.
So did you find out when everyone else found out? Or did
Crazy
you kind of
vibe.
know, like, did you hear the record before? Did you know what was coming out?
Yeah. So, like 40 called me, and he's like,
sorry.
Like, just
Yeah,
way
40
too
called me.
well, no, like
whatever.
it was
You
crazy.
almost
Like,
sound
I was
bored of it,
tripping
bro.
out. Like
Yeah.
he called me and told me that like they had a record because
Like,
like
yeah.
this was already after they had told me to not send the beat to anybody. So he just wanted to like,
It's like, I guess.
Yeah.
you know.
go.
No, but he's like, he just told me that they thought they really fucked with the record.
Sick.
And he's like, yeah, you should come by the studio someday. And like, he just invited me to his studio.
Nice.
So I got to go over there for like an afternoon. And
This
he
is
like,
the studio on 1, 2, 3, 4
exactly.
Borderline Way.
Yeah.
Wait, correct me. Where's it again?
Can't say.
Yeah.
No, I think people kind of know where it is.
Never even thought about it beyond
Sure, it's like r/Noah's studio.
I saw
or
one
40
Native
studio.
Instruments ad like 4 or 5 years ago with him with an umbrella standing outside. I'm like 90% sure I know where that is.
Mm.
That's what the studio is. I know exactly where it is.
Yeah, no, I saw that ad too. That's not where it is.
Okay, sick.
They just made it look like
Way to
it's there.
break my
We
goddamn.
got you, buddy.
Yeah.
Smart.
God damn it.
But yeah, like I got to go to the stew and like he played me like a lot of Scorpion and just like got to sit in there and listen. And like when Can't Take a Joke came on, I was kind of like tripping. Like I felt like so socially awkward the whole time
Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
yeah.
because I just like didn't
what do
know
you do
what
with
I
your hands
was doing
that whole
here.
time?
You
Like,
gotta play
Yeah.
it cool, kind of, right? Because you can't just.
I was just trying to be like
Well, I mean,
normal.
clearly you always play it cool, so it's.
I was
like-
trying to be normal.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He was super dope. Like he was just chilling there. Like
Nice.
he was building, like making his own XLR cables that day.
Yeah.
So like he was just like whipping up cables.
Of course he was. Yeah.
sounds like I'm not gonna no noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I see it though. Like they get pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Like having a big studio like
Yeah,
that.
of course.
Yeah. Save some money.
That's
Probably be
good. You can
satisfying.
probably make them as long as you want to make them too. It's
Yeah.
probably
Mhm.
a good skill to have.
Make some
That's
good.
crazy. So what was the? I guess what
It's gonna be your
what
next
was the
chore, man.
aftermath of? Yeah, that's my next hobby. What was the aftermath of like getting a Drake placement and then like meeting 40 and like doing all these crazy? It was only 6 months you said, right? Into like your
Yeah. From
kind
like
of-
the time I like started like pursuing to like when that came out,
yeah,
it all happened in
insane.
like 6 months, pretty much.
And so what was the aftermath of all that? You're obviously on this high of like getting a Drake
Mhm.
placement and everything.
Yeah, I was just stoked. I was just trying to like I was like kind of chasing the dragon for a bit. Like I definitely have a graveyard of like 1,500 beats from that period.
Crazy.
But
I
was
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say, Blair, are you?
Blair, bro?
You have 1,500 beats. That you're, like,
1,500
waiting for.
beats.
they're not.
So many albums.
Yeah, most of them are trash. But
I don't
One
believe
man's
that.
trash, man.
Yeah.
I've been.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of adages today. Adage.
Mhm.
Adage. Is that the right word?
Sure.
I think it's an adage.
Hmm.
Is that right?
Passage. Wasn't it
sounds
passage?
right.
All right, good enough.
Close enough.
The old adage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
One man's trash.
yeah,
It's Blair's treasure.
that's true.
Here you go. 1,500 beats.
No, I know they could. I definitely still dip into them and like reflip them and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
just like I feel like your graveyard is just it is your treasure. Like
Yeah.
the trash is your own treasure. You can just keep flipping them.
True. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
If I ever saved anything we made, I get so annoyed when I do more than like an hour of trying to write something and nothing comes out. I won't even bother saving it. Just delete it right away.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh,
just
whoa.
like, fuck it.
That's crazy.
Hmm.
I would never do that
Yeah, you're probably right, honestly. This might change me.
because a lot of the
You
time
might
when
have fixed me.
when I think that it's trash, I'll
Yeah.
just like move on. And then like when sometimes the ones I think were not good end up being fire when you go back to them.
Yeah. I wonder how many have
Trust your
just thrown
vision.
out.
Yeah, for sure. And so did you felt like you were chasing like placements for a while after that? You were kind of like,
Yeah, I was
what's the next
definitely
big placement? I mean,
trying
you've
to-
already started at the top, right?
Yeah.
In a sense. When
Yeah.
you start with a Dre placement, it's hard to.
Yeah.
So how did you feel after that? Did you?
I was like doing some sessions, like
Yeah.
quite a few sessions for a while, and yeah, I don't know, like nothing really. Like I don't know, like I would still be doing the same thing either way. So like not
Yeah.
much really changed.
You're boring,
Right.
man.
Like if I
You're boring, Max.
I'm boring, Max.
Yeah, you're boring him.
no, I'm not bored.
No, I can tell. I can tell, man. Don't worry, I got you. Talk about something you're excited about right now. I've seen you been skating like crazy.
Yeah, I try to skate as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're skating too, snowboarding and skating.
yeah, I like skating.
Yeah.
That's like that's all I do really aside from music.
Yeah.
I just do music and skate.
I've been
And
picking it
snowboard.
up with Dan a little bit. I'm still obviously dog, but I can cruise and get on pads and shit now, but like
Sick.
it's been pretty
For
fun.
some reason, when you said skating, I was imagining like
Ice
two
skating.
skates. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
true.
Not-
Hmm.
Blair's crazy at ice skating.
Are you?
Word? Do you have a history of ice skating?
I played hockey growing up, so
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm okay.
No, you're
Like,
you're actually really good.
Yeah, you're being modest.
He knows.
I can skate.
No, I did that. I fully did that on purpose. I only derailed that because I wanted to ask you about skating before.
Yeah, we should skate sometime.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super down. You're gonna see some real bullshit, but like, you're gonna see some bullshit.
That's okay.
Yeah. No, as long as you know ahead of
skating,
time.
like, I feel like that's what's nice about skating. It doesn't matter what level you're at. Like,
I didn't realize there was
skaters kind of respect.
That's fair.
What you're doing, because you can tell like how hard a trick is for somebody.
Sure.
No matter what the trick is.
Sure.
Like if you're struggling to do like a pop shove or an ollie, but then like you do it, other skaters will still be hyped that you landed that.
That's true. I have noticed like skating here is pretty like open and friendly, and I've met like a bunch of like pseudo pros out here too. I didn't realize there's so many out here.
There's a lot of really good skaters here.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I've been pop shoving is exactly what I'm trying to do right now too.
Sick.
And so far I'm not close. But,
you'll get it.
Yeah.
Persevere.
Yeah. We'll get there. Anyways,
You'll get there.
that's actually, if Dan would have been here in time, I wanted to introduce him to you too, because it just makes sense with all the shit he does too. Would have been a good person. And he was excited about meeting you too, but he just ended up having to go to some other shit. So
shoot.
Yeah, we'll find him.
What do you guys got going on after this?
After this? Not much. Probably eat some food and have a chill night.
Yeah, take it easy today.
Yeah.
We gotta do more of that.
Yeah.
You gotta do more of that?
Yeah. We keep going out. I keep feeling like we have to be places. It's been helpful. I mean, MOOCs has been really helpful too, just getting us friendly with a lot of people out here. I've also only been in the city for like 2 years now, 2.5.
Okay.
So
Did you move from Waterloo?
yeah.
That's cool.
Grew up there. How about you guys?
I grew up in Cambridge.
Oh, super close.
Oh
Yeah.
Tri-Cities. There we go.
Yeah. It's not that bad.
Yeah. You guys are neighbors pretty
Yeah,
much.
basically.
Yeah.
Tri-City area.
Tri-City.
Tri-Cities.
Cambridge is like the neglected one.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the forgotten
Waterloo's
city.
Yeah.
doesn't really
It's
have
getting
anything
better, though.
going on either beyond. If it wasn't for the school, there'd be nothing there.
Mhm.
So, but when'd you leave?
Cambridge?
Yeah.
I mean, I went to school in Waterloo for a little bit after high school.
Mhm.
And then I traveled a bunch. So I was kind of like living in different cities
Nice.
around the world.
Working
And then
or-
coming back. Yeah, I started modeling actually.
If you're traveling, you're probably pretty serious.
Yes and no. Like, I don't know. You'd be surprised how many people are allowed to travel. Maybe I'm just like selling myself short. It was somewhat serious. Like it was. Like I was signed with different agencies.
Nice.
And so like I lived in New York for a bit, Tokyo, Paris, Milan, Sydney.
Definitely selling yourself
Definitely
short.
underselling
What the
Yeah.
hell?
You're doing
Yo, what's
mostly
with
like,
you two? You guys are both
yeah,
understating everything you've
Yeah.
done.
the
Yeah,
most
what the
modest
hell?
people I've
You guys
ever
Feels
live
met.
like another
lives.
life. It's
Yeah.
like I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Were you
You've
doing
done
like
shit.
runways and stuff, or was it mostly like photo shoots and
More photo shoots. I never
Yeah.
really got the runway stuff.
Okay.
Wasn't really tall enough, did not have the walk.
Mm.
They
Oh.
really tried to get the walk into me, but I just couldn't. It was a bit too awkward, I think.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I never realized it was such like a thing until
What?
recently. Like
Modeling?
the walk. No, specifically that thing.
Yeah.
For some reason, IG's been bombing me with like people working on the walk.
Yeah.
I get an unreal amount of
it's
that
interesting.
content.
What
I
I
get
get
that
on IG is like sort of good.
Christian content.
Okay, I don't know
An
what.
unbelievable amount of Christian content. There was one particular video that kicked me into that algorithm.
The Lord found you, my friend.
No, there's
Yeah,
this
he's
girl.
good.
There's like this cutesy little girl. Like she's probably a grown woman, but she's like whatever. She's not huge, but she shows off her church outfit, does a little twirl, and then she pulls her shirt up, and it's just a concealed carry.
Oh,
Oh.
damn.
And she does one of those every week. It's concealed carry of the day.
Oh my god.
Oh my
And I keep
gosh.
watching them, so I think IG thinks I'm on the way.
They
I'm
are.
on the way to the Lord.
They're selling you Bibles with like gun cutouts.
Bro, the content I get
Jeez.
is bonkers. But I've
I
done
don't
it to
even wanna know
myself,
if your
so,
algorithm's
yeah.
like.
Who can I blame? It's the
But
walk.
when it comes back to the walk, the stuff that I see on my reels is like nepo babies that just become models because they can, and they're people just bashing their walk.
Mm.
So I guess you never really pay attention to like, okay, there's a certain way to walk.
Walk,
Like you're not
yeah.
just walking straight and walking back, right?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah. Super particular.
It's
Yeah.
funny because it doesn't look like much, but for whatever reason, I just never matched
fair
it.
enough.
Like you just have to look like kind of dead in the face and
Mhm.
walk straight with a little bit of swagger.
Mm.
Harder than it sounds.
But-
Harder than it sounds.
Harder than it sounds. Yeah.
It's one.
I always thought about it too much.
fair.
Yeah.
Just kept cracking smiles the entire time.
I don't know. I wasn't smiling, but I feel like, I don't know. I never thought I'd be talking about this today.
There's like no agenda. Just you could start talking about what you ate yesterday. It's all good.
Yeah.
What? What you ate? I don't know. I don't want to know what you ate. Moose.
Is there something you want to tell us?
No, I think he actually had some lactose and he's intolerant, and
Oh,
I just don't want to know.
Mm.
Damn. Yeah, we've been on the eggnog lately. We just got some.
What?
Damn,
It's a
Speaking
little
of
early.
lactose.
yeah. I had an eggnog latte this morning.
Really?
And that
Eggnog
was
latte?
weird.
I forgot
Eggnog
ever
was a
tried it.
beverage,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got it from Farm Boy. The eggnog from Farm Boy is pretty crazy.
Okay, what is eggnog exactly? I have a rough
Who really
idea.
I don't
knows?
know.
There's
It's
egg
like
in
some
it, egg
Christmas
whites.
milk.
Christmas milk? Christmas milk?
It's Santa's milk.
Ew, that's even weird.
It's got spices, kind of like chai.
Why not just eat an
Yeah.
egg, bro?
It kind of tastes like melted ice cream.
Yes.
Have you never had eggnog before?
Nah.
Oh
It
my
doesn't taste
God.
like egg.
You should give it
at
a
all.
try.
Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird though?
Yeah,
It's very weird and it tastes amazing.
Yes.
It tastes good.
it's really good.
Sweetened?
Yeah,
Yeah, very sweet.
Mm,
It's sweet.
Stevia?
You would like it.
no stevia.
Fuck that. I can't be fucking with that then.
Nah. Off the
Body's a
sugar?
temple. Only
True.
tobacco.
Nice.
Only tobacco?
Jeez, no,
Like
just-
cigarettes?
No. Well, it depends. When our friends get back from Korea, we all turn into chain smokers.
Oh, they bring the
French
menthol?
blacks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hot ones.
Yeah, see what
Oh
I mean?
no.
It's Koreans are problems, man. Don't cut that. Let everyone know.
Yeah, meet you at the back alley.
Yeah, show back.
I
No,
was
wait.
smoking when I lived in Korea.
How could you not?
Yeah.
Mm,
How could you not? I'm.
See all those like the menthol,
yeah.
and then all my roommates were smoking, so
Of course.
it's just like
You're
it's like, well,
a product
here
of your
I am.
environment for sure. I mean,
Mhm.
I feel like if I stop going out, I'll completely fix up.
Yeah,
But
I'm thankful I never fully got into smoking. Well, I never got into it. Like the only time I ever smoked was like when I was living at that like house that we were at when all the rap stuff was happening.
right.
We were staying up really late and like all my roommates were smoking. So like
Cigarettes?
I was still drinking a bit. Yeah, cigarettes
Oh.
and cigarellos and stuff. So like if I went outside for a break, sometimes I would hit it.
Black mods.
I would hit a few hits. That was it. But I could see how it could get really addictive.
Did you
course,
like
yeah.
it though?
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed it. But I cut myself
Yeah.
off.
I'm
I didn't
just-
let myself get into it.
It's undeniably like a good experience, but like
For some reason,
You
the
gotta
way you're
push back
talking to
on
me
it.
right now makes me
Mhm.
feel like you're lying about everything.
Oh, yeah.
The cadence
True.
and the tone.
Okay, I'll have to work on that.
He's telling the truth.
He's just fucking with me this whole time. I don't know.
No.
Shit.
No, I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm kidding. Don't cut that. That's a note to self. I do all the posts. I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm gonna have to sit there and rewatch all these interviews like 3 times before they come
Yeah.
out.
Damn.
I'm curious, do you keep the crop like all of us all the time, or do you like go for like do?
We use an online AI tool. I just upload it,
Oh, nice.
do a quick edit to make it a little cleaner.
Mhm.
That's it.
Sick.
Yeah, yeah.
We're trying to make this thing as little work as possible while still getting I don't know, shits and gigs and benefits out of it. Yeah.
It'll make it easier to get more actual content then.
Oh, 100%.
So it can be, yeah.
Fucking hate. I mean, even when we initially met, we were just chatting with some folks. I won't say names right now because they're familiars and whatever. But like, yeah, content just kept coming up. Like, and we still haven't figured out how to make shit that we don't hate making.
Yeah. It's hard. Making content is really hard. Like I haven't figured it out either. But it's something I know I want to do, but like hard to make content that's actually somewhat good that doesn't take a long ass time to make.
Ever, yeah. Dan the other day was showing us like we met this guitarist and singer from a band called Never Easy. They're from Montreal, and he showed us the reel that popped off for him, and it's just his song playing. He just kind of stands in the frame for a second. He's like, take me back to whatever, and it's just like a nostalgia trip for like 40 seconds.
like montage
Shit got like
photos.
2 million views,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
and he did it 3 times, and it worked all 3 times.
Damn.
Yeah.
And they exploded.
That's a good format.
That is
Always like
yeah.
content it could be this easy, but I would just never think to do
Think
this.
to do it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, that's,
So it's
yeah.
it's like chicken and egg problem.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't
Meanwhile,
know.
we're like Dan's sitting here doing like guitar playthroughs,
yeah,
tabbing it.
breakdowns
Like
and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
that shit probably took like 5 hours to do.
Mhm.
Especially with those insane fucking guitar lines this guy's playing. It probably took a lifetime.
That's
400
insane.
views.
Wow.
Done.
400.
Congrats, bro.
Yeah.
How do you approach content, Blair? Like, I mean, as an artist, like, how do you feel
Yeah.
about it?
I don't know. Sometimes I find it fun when I'm just not thinking about it too much.
Sure,
and
yeah.
then sometimes it's the bane of my existence. Yeah, like TikTok. I don't know. Lately, I've just been doing really simple stuff. Like on TikTok for a while, I was trying, like, I would look at what other people were doing and like, you know, they're
Mhm.
lip syncing their songs. And I'm like, okay, perfect. I can just do this
Mhm.
and it'll be easy. But then even that felt a little bit not genuine to me.
Sure.
I don't know why. Like it's hard to explain, like just like making the same faces as people and
Yeah.
I don't know. So now I'm just like, I just do super simple, like at least on TikTok, I'll just post like 2 pictures. First picture will be like a picture of me and like something about like, you know, algorithm, please help me find my audience. And
Sure.
then
Yep.
the second will just be like lyrics. And that has worked really well for me. Like that's been the best thing. And it's so easy.
Nice.
Yeah.
We just steal content from everyone. Let's start doing that.
Yeah.
I think that's what people do, anyways, right? It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I find it helpful to like use the platform and then see what you actually
True.
like what resonates, and then be like, okay, why does this resonate with
Yeah.
me? And like, what, you know, in what way could I do it? And sometimes it's not copying, but it's just like interpretation of
Yeah.
that. And sometimes it is copying.
No, I literally just meant download your video, cut out the first 2 frames,
Oh, yeah.
stick our
insert
faces in there,
yourself, yeah.
re-upload. Perfect.
Yeah.
Done.
There you go.
And use AI to do it as well.
100%, man. I'm not doing
You
anything.
don't even touch them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Quick and
go.
easy.
Yeah, I mean that's a good note. I mean, thanks for coming in, guys. I just wanted to chat through some stuff for a while now.
Yeah.
Shows are always the worst place to do it.
For sure.
Yeah.
I can't hear piss.
Yeah. And it's a pleasure to meet you guys. He's always talking about you guys.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Well,
yeah. Always. Every day he calls me. He's like, yo, Blair Max. I'm
Yeah.
like, where?
I like the music. No, I'm genuinely a fan.
I
So
appreciate
No, he
it.
actually, and the music is really good. I heard a lot of it today, so it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm super
Anything
excited
else?
to see what indie trap sounds like. And
Yeah, we'll see if it even ends up being that, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
Committed
It'll
now.
be something. Yeah, true. Can't go back now.
committed now. I'm gonna be at every single
it's
show.
on record.
Sweating,
Waiting.
Yeah.
waiting for it to hit. So it should be
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
Are you guys planning on doing more shows anytime soon?
I think
Not
maybe
even
in the
soon.
new year.
We're waiting for the new year. I'm
Nice.
going to be doing performance coaching, which I'm actually really excited
Nice.
about, just to work on my everything,
Sure.
like singing, stage presence,
Yeah.
talking to the crowd. And then, we'll probably do a showcase or 2 in the new year.
If we can ever be helpful with like live production or something, that's what
So
we're around.
I
Yeah.
appreciate
Thanks.
Let us know.
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Anything you guys want to plug before,
Yeah, before we
we wrap
go.
up? Now's your chance. What are you working
Shit,
on?
man.
What do you got coming?
Oh, no.
Yeah, just go check out our music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
check out what's there. We have a lot of songs that we're working on releasing too, but it probably
Sick.
won't be until 2025 as well.
Mhm.
But then there's probably going to be a big rollout.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Next batch should be pretty dope. So
Something to look forward
excited
to.
for getting
Yeah.
those ones out.
Nice.
Sick.
But yeah.
Cool. Well, that's friends of friends.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for
Friends,
having us.
friends are friends.
Number 9.
Pleasure.
This might be out pretty quick. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well done, folks. Thanks, guys. Of course. Thank you. You guys are
Never done something like this.